Owner dropped him off here, but wanted to get rid of him. He's been here ever since. So we will spend a good portion of our time with Robert tonight. We'll sit with him and we'll talk to him a little bit. We'll give you guys the whole history, the whole story. There's a couple rules though you should follow when you're with him. First, you have to be nice to him. When people come here to mess with him, like antagonize Robert in some capacity, they leave this fortress and things go wrong for them. People start to experience Robert's curse. And the only way to lift the curse is to apologize to him. So people will come back here sometimes and they'll talk to him. But more often than that, they've already left the island. So for an apology, they'll send him letters in the mail. They write to Robert. And I read him the letters. And they're crazy. The scale of it's always different. A lot of them say like, "Dear Robert, I was there at your museum and I made fun of you, and like my flight was canceled, or my car was dead in the parking lot, or like I got a flat tire," and things like that. But other ones are more serious, and people blame him for like, injuries and accidents, like strings of bad luck, financial struggle. This guy wrote that him and his friends were here over the summer, and they all made fun of him. And he got into this bizarre string of bad luck after he left, and he was so upset by it that in his apology letter he put $100 in it. He said, "Dear Robert, I'm sorry. Here's $100 for you in your museum. Like, please forgive me." But as long as you are nice to him, as long as you're cool with Robert, you will all be okay. Have you heard of the photo idea? You're supposed to ask him for a picture. That's the big one out there. I'll tell you more about that later. I would just wait until the end of the night to make up your mind if you want a photo with him. If you do take a picture of him though, I would tell you to say goodbye to him after.
Yeah.
Be very firm with
Let's not take pictures.
Be very firm with ending your interaction with Robert. And this is something for ghost hunting in general. Like wherever it is you seek this kind of thing out, you always want to end the session, close the doorway. Kind of like a Ouija board. If you ever played with a Ouija board before, they tell everybody like say goodbye together. Same idea with him. But we'll talk about the photo thing in just a little bit. Before we go into Robert's room though, we'll go through the whole fortress here. This place is 163 years old now. There's a lot of different ghost stories associated with the building. So while we get into the history and the different ghost stories, we're gonna try out a few different ghost hunting devices along the way. And we'll see if anybody wants to make themselves known to us. Have you guys seen these before? The K2 meter? Brought your own.
We brought our own.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
We're ready.
That's like bringing a guitar pick to a Foo Fighters concert. But just in case, like David Grohl brings you up on stage. So hang on to these. These are cool. They're called K2 meters. They detect disturbances in the electric magnetic field around us. The idea is spirits are made of energy, and these can pick up on the energy that they give off. Yeah, sure. Little different. We have some. Those ones are a little brighter. I have some of those ones too. The only difference is like the green light. It was like just be a little brighter for you guys, but they're doing the exact same thing. So the idea, if a spirit is nearby you, these pick up on the energy that the spirit is giving off. So I have them turned on for you already. The power button's in the middle. Just leave them on. If that green light goes up to a different color, reading a spike of EMF around you. Your cell phones and your smartwatches, if they connect to a cell tower, it goes up to red and stays there consistently, like for a few seconds. That's cool. Someone's hanging out with you. One was taking a liking to you. Keep your eyes on these. We'll pair them with some other devices along the way. I have cameras set up. We'll use different trigger objects and motion detectors, spirit boxes, dowsing rods. And we'll all we'll separate from the group a little bit. And we'll call them and see if they want to make themselves known to us. I've worked here for several years. I've been nice and freaked out in here. Like things that really stuck with me and startled me. It's always different though. Honestly, sometimes nothing happens. Like I'll be here like weeks at a time and we don't really experience anything. Other nights though, I come in and I'm instantly a little more alert, like a little more on edge. Your sixth sense fires off. There's certain places in here that really really affect me. I'll point them out as we go through the fort. But feel free to vocalize if you experience anything in here. It's always different. The devices are cool, but what's really compelling is when we hear or feel or see something in this place. People hear things, footsteps and disembodied voices around us, scraping and like dragging noises on the ground. There's a lot of physical activity in here. Most of the time it happens when we're in the room with Robert, when people are seated around him. People feel like little pokes and taps on them, or people's hair gets pulled, shirt tails, like articles of clothing are tugged on, like someone's there trying to get you to see them. People see them, apparitions, shadow figures in here. Only once in the years I've worked at it, I feel like I saw somebody, but I've seen objects get moved around, like doors open up and close. So feel free to vocalize if anything happens. We were closed the past 2 nights for weddings. They had some weddings here, which is out of the norm. That maybe like once or twice a year that'll happen. And I feel like that's stirring them up a little bit. Like it's out of the ordinary, like different people in here, a lot of energy, and like, you know, they feed off of that. So I'm excited to see what will happen this time. I got one more thing for us. This is what we call a trigger object. It's something that reminds them, the spirits, of when they were alive, right? Try to get their attention to us a little more. So we have this old Civil War sword. And we'll all kind of take a turn with this, but when you have it, you have to go do something alone in a creepy, dark place. You guys were the first ones here, so you're gonna lead us off. So hang on to this. First one's easy. You're just gonna go into the dungeon by yourselves. Okay, so we're gonna go into the dungeon. I'll tell you guys about the history, and then we'll continue on. Right this way, you guys. Come on.
Okay.
Here, you want to hold this?
I'll go first.
All right, here's what you guys are gonna do. You're gonna go down these steps,
Okay.
and at the bottom of the steps, go into the next room here on your right. Just kind of feel it. Feel the atmosphere, feel the vibe in there. See if your meter picks up on anybody.
Okay.
If you want to call them over to you, feel free to like hold the sword out and say, if there's anybody here, come near this sword,
Okay.
or come near these green lights that we're holding.
Okay.
See if anything happens, and we'll come in right behind you guys. Let me
Okay.
prop this open. Right down there to the right. Watch your steps. Watch your steps. We have some electric cameras on the ground.
Where are we?
Feel free to take photos and videos wherever you guys are. Scared.
Whoa. Mine's spiking a little. It's going to the second dot. So this is kind of scary. Oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god, it's at 5. It was just red. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Feel free to come to us.
Oh my god, why is that red?
I promise we will not
I just saw
hurt you.
something. Whoa.
We are just interested
Oh
in
my
who
God.
you are.
I'm telling you. It was like fully red for like 5 seconds.
Oh, did it go upward? Awesome, cool.
We are open to you coming to us if you want to. But only if you want to.
Hey, right in here, you guys. I'm just gonna turn that fan off in the next room. Quiet down a little bit.
It's really dark in here, guys, so you can't really see anything, but it's kind of scary.
I'll take that sword for a minute.
Thank you.
Yes.
Whoa.
I grabbed your off for a little bit. That's cool.
Yeah, please. Something.
Alright, I'll tell you guys a little bit about the history of this place, give you some context. So we're standing in a Civil War fort. The war broke out late 1860. And Florida was pretty quick to join up with the Confederates. And the local people down here, that was okay with most of them. There was only 2,000 people down here. A quarter of the population were slaves. There were a lot of wealthier slave-owning families. People had very strong economic ties up to the southern states. Some pretty famous ones. The guy Asa Tift, who was the original owner of where the Hemingway house is now, he designed warships for the Confederates. So they had like some very strong ties to them. However, there was already a military fortress here on the island when the war started. Have you guys been to Fort Zachary Taylor?
Yeah. Well, did we know?
Not yet.
It's a Fort Zach. It's a beautiful state park if you get the chance to see it. It's really cool. The original building was this big 3-tiered structure. It protected the island surrounded with these massive cannons. This army captain up in mainland Florida, Captain Brandon recognized how strategic it would be for the Union to come down here, take control of that fort, and have Key West. So he took about 30 of his men. They sailed down to the island, got here before the news reached the town that Florida seceded. The news traveled so slow back then, they beat it here. They showed up, they marched through the streets, got into Fort Zach. They declared martial law. Nobody was really able to oppose them. And Key West belonged to the Union for the entirety of the Civil War. This was the only southern city that never once fell to the Confederates. And it ended up playing a pretty significant role in the Civil War. They ran successful naval blockades out from the island. They captured over 200 Confederate ships here. A big economic impact on the Confederates in the war effort. So the Union was worried that the Confederates would send people down here to attack and stop these blockades. So they started to build more defenses, more fortifications in case anybody showed up. That's why this one's here. That's why we are in Fort East Martello today.
What?
They started working on this in 1862. All these bricks around us, these are all laid by hand. They were shipped here from New England. A couple factories in Boston made most of them. So it was just a painstaking process to get the bricks down here. They never finished the fort. A couple hurricanes came along, which would delay them. It was already tricky to get the supplies here. But then, in the middle of the war, they completely stopped the construction. What they had built of it, kind of what it is now today, they had to turn it into an emergency hospital when these bad waves of yellow fever were hitting the island. What they had built in this place, this was on the outskirts of town, so they designated this like a makeshift yellow fever ward. And that's the main purpose of it for the rest of the Civil War, some years after too. Never any battles fought here. Nobody died over this place. But hundreds and hundreds of people died in here of different disease. Yellow fever was the big problem. That's who it is. That's who lingers in this fortress. It's the spirits of soldiers, townspeople, nurses, doctors, different people that ended up dying here from their illnesses. And you were going to say hi to them next for us. I'm going to give you some old school ghost hunting. Are you familiar with the dowsing rods?
No.
Have you seen these before? Let me trade you your meter. And you're going to have one of these in each hand.
Wait 1 second. I don't want to conjure any spirits or ask for any.
Okay, hard pass?
Yeah.
Hard pass, okay. Are you guys going to go say hi to him next first? so hang on to this. Let me hand you the sword. And let me take that back with you. Let me take that from you. You're going to have one of these in each hand. So the idea of the rods, it offers them a medium to speak with us a little bit, manipulate these. Here's what you guys are going to do. You're going to go further into the tunnel. Go a couple rooms over until stop when you're in the room. You'll see a TV monitor turned on. So go in there. Let me take one of these out for a second.
Okay.
And here's what you're going to do. You're going to hold them both like this. Point them up in front of you. Let yourself steady with them for a second. And then you're going to say something out loud. Say if there's a soldier here with us, can you please cross these together and see if the rods physically start to move around for you. Okay, Godspeed. A couple rooms that way.
You go first.
I want a room.
Yeah, you do. All right.
We've got your back.
Thanks, Dad.
Every step of the way. We'll give them that. We'll let them go in there for a sec. I said the war ended 1865. The military stuck around here for a few years, but they left. They quickly designated this as surplus. They left it abandoned for years. So let me tell you more about them, and we'll try something different to get their attention. We'll use this as a trigger object. Now this is my favorite one. This is cool. I have this old bottle of whiskey. They all would have loved any type of liquor. You were way better off with this than the drinking water back then, right? It was all contaminated. Alcohol, your way better option. So I have this old bottle, and we put a motion detector inside of it. So if there's anybody back here, when I turn it on, if anybody tries to grab it by the front of the bottle, it should light up and make a little bit of noise and indicate some motion being set off. I'm just gonna leave this behind us, and I'm gonna set this up too. This is cool. I have a laser grid here. So this is gonna shoot out a laser on the wall. And if the idea is if anything passes in front of the light, you'll literally see it. It'll block out the grid a little bit. Just like get the doorway. Some whiskey here if anybody would like. In about 30 seconds, this will set itself up. I'll show you in a moment. Let me tell you about these soldiers that were here. So this was under the control of a volunteer regiment sent here from Pennsylvania, the Pennsylvania 47th. German, mainly Irish immigrants, those guys. Bleak time for them in the 1860s. Very difficult for them to find well-paying jobs. The work that was available for them was hard labor that paid them very little money. So the Civil War broke out, turned into this big job opportunity for these immigrants. They would sign up for the Union and the Confederate armies in waves. Let me show you something cool with this device. It has a corresponding display here in the front. So if anything goes in front of the grid, you'll literally see it. Let me wave my hand in front of it. And you'll see my hand going down the grid. It's pretty cool. If anybody wants to play with this later, I'll leave it back here for you. So tough time for those Irish guys. A lot of them signed for the Union. A lot of them left Europe to specifically come fight here in the Civil War. Offer them a steadier paycheck. They could send money back to Europe and bring their family here. So imagine one of these guys, you show up to some northern city like Philly or New York, hop off of your boat, sign up for the army, and then you get sent to Key West. You had never heard of Key West before back in the 1860s. Just try to imagine how miserable this would have been. And you would have felt very alone, very isolated. Even today, Key West is a tiny little island, but especially back then. The bridges weren't built, they ship everything here. They'd have to build the fort every day. They did a lot of the labor. It's difficult. It's super hot here too in the summer. They were living in untamed nature. Clouds of mosquitoes were all around them. And then the Confederates could have showed up. They'd have to fight for their life here at any moment. Then on top of all of that, people started to die around them of this mystery disease that nobody really understood. So imagine all that stress on you, and then you ended up contracting and dying of yellow fever. And yellow fever's a vicious way to go. And I feel like that's why they're here still. Places that are haunted tend to be like battlefields and prisons and asylums. These locations that have seen a lot of suffering and trauma and death, and for whatever reason, some energy gets left over there. And this building is a good example of it. Especially down there, at the end of this tunnel, where these cameras are located. And down there, it's where they would store the yellow fever victims' bodies as they used this place as the hospital. So this sat on the very outskirts of town. So people were getting sick. They didn't know what to do with them. But they just wanted to get them away from everybody. So they sent them out here. And it was overwhelming for them. They would leave their bodies down there. Down there is a little bit lower than the rest of the building. So temperature-wise, a little bit cooler. And you'd have to stack them up and leave them days at a time until somebody would come and take them away. I've worked here for a long time. I dread going in there every night before and after this. Even when I have the lights on. and I'll listen to headphones, like have happy music playing. Like just very off-putting, very unwelcoming. And it tends to be where we have some of our more memorable experiences. So I'll send a couple of you guys down there to go talk to them a little bit. If you want to go say hello to them down there, you guys can go together. Funny little hello.
Yeah, we want to go.
Resounding yeses.
We're doing it.
Let me give you a different device. We'll try a spirit box here. Are you
Ooh,
familiar with the spirit box at all?
yes.
Yeah, it generates a white noise. The spirits come through the white noise, and if they're there, they can speak with us a little bit. Let me trade you your meter. I'll hang on to that for you.
Take my meter too. I want
Gotcha.
the spirit box.
It's. Ooh.
So just hang on it by the bottom.
Okay.
You'll hear that static noise, and it'll make like a sound sometimes. What you're hoping for is an intelligent response. So go in there and say,
All right.
if there's anybody here, can you tell me your name?
Oh, it got hotter.
This will give you an idea of what this looked like during the Civil War. This photo was taken from the hot era in the 1920s. Now,
Hello? Is anyone there? That's someone
Is there-
talking. That's someone talking.
Is there anyone here? I understand that you might have died in here. Is there anyone here?
If there's anyone here, please just speak into this box. Let's go a little further, maybe. Stop. Please help me, is what I heard. Do you need help?
We are open to listening to you if you want to speak to us.
If you'd like to speak to us, please talk now. Is anyone here with us?
All right, we're gonna go.
Hello? Is anyone there?
Oh,
I can't hear you.
That's where I was supposed to be. But then I moved here in 2020. I saw an advertisement on Halloween. And I recorded this crazy video on my phone. You can hear somebody, you hear a voice. And I showed it to the owner and it off. And I started working here shortly after that. You made it. Anything come through?
I
Okay.
didn't think so.
Okay, nothing too distinct. Yeah, okay. Let me hand these back to you guys. This one's yours, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's yours.
Did I snag?
That is also hers.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Well, one was yours. That,
Oh, right,
Yeah,
correct,
this one belongs
gotcha.
to you, and this one we brought.
I'm gonna,
That's not.
okay, nothing too traumatizing yet.
Nothing yet.
Just
Yeah, we're not looking for
depending on what you're
trauma.
looking for here. But we'll We did the spirit box another try. And we'll all keep going, everybody. We'll all go down the creepy tunnel. So we're gonna go outside for a moment. Out in the courtyard, I'll tell you a few things about the fortress, and then we'll visit Robert after that. Watch your step when we go outside. There's a path to stand on. It's not even with the grass around it. So just be aware of that. It's easy for your ankle to roll off it. All right, right this way, you guys. Just keep on down. It's a rock or a ghost. Good, hang outside. Out of the courtyard there. Yeah, absolutely. There's one right here.
What do you got?
Yeah, it's pretty big out here, especially compared to how it looks when you pull up in the parking lot. So the main purpose of this fort, the Union built this here to protect the island from a Confederate attack, in case their ships sailed around there or landed there. So this side, the side of the building that looks out over the water would have been way bigger. Would have been several stories tall, a little bit shorter than the tower in the middle. Every room would have had.
This is where we came from.
Okay, this is supposed to be good. Stay in here for a minute. We gotta stay quietly in here.
Okay, let's go. It's getting a little scary. I say after this room, if we don't see anything, or we see a lot,
Okay.
we leave.
Okay.
But if we see like some, and we're getting warmed up, we stay. Ma? Ma? Wah! That should not be going on.
Okay, I don't know what that is.
You want to do the Estes method?
Yes.
Are you really sure?
Yes.
Okay. Is that?
Okay.
So let me tell you about the Estes method. You are not going to be able to hear anything at all and see anything.
Okay.
And you're just going to say what you hear on the spirit box, okay?
Okay.
So I am going to turn this guy off.
Okay.
And well, I'll let you not put that on yet. Camera. Making a lot of noise. What was that? Did that just really come off? Oh, it's the batteries. You trying to get
I'm thinking
pumped up?
about getting myself ready.
Yeah, getting pumped up.
Yep. I'm pumped up.
And so what's gonna happen is You're just gonna say anything you hear.
Okay.
Okay, and I'm just gonna ask you, I'm gonna ask the ghost questions.
All right.
Oh well. What was that?
I don't know. What's that?
That's the radio. So the spirit box is not working. You should be moving through it right now. Let's go find him. Maybe hand up the gear. Yeah, it's a little scary here. You wanna go too?
Yeah.
Alright, then let's leave.
All right. I need to carry some stuff. It's a screen thing over here. Okay. Is that the GoPro?
Where?
Right here. No, that is. Okay. Just down. Okay.
Okay.
Gotta make sure we have everything. I have to figure out which is ours and which is. No, this one's ours. And it has moved a couple times.
What?
And it has moved a couple times.
What do you mean?
So this number goes up and down.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
It
that's
would
normal?
turn, yeah. It would turn orange or red when something's
Okay.
abnormal.
Alright, I have not seen orange or red.
Coming with us.
Do you have everything?
No. Spirit box, temperature. Okay. Let's head to the front.
Okay.
I just heard something move. Yeah, I do not like it here. I kind of want to go.
It's kind of weird walking through such an old building like that.
I wish we were still with him.
What?
I wish we were still with the tour guide. Here we are.